Hello, and welcome to the Empowerography Podcast. This is a platform created for women's voices to be heard and a place to share their stories, journeys, and successes with the world for the purpose of helping other women who might be on similar journeys. We are empowering women one episode at a time. I'm your host, Brad Walsh, so kick back, grab one of your favorite beverages, and enjoy the stories. If you're looking for jewelry that makes an impact on your self-care routine and your style, Empowerography would love to offer you a discount code to one of our exclusive partners, Quartz & Canary Jewelry and Wellness Company. Please use code EMPOWER15 to receive 15% off upon checkout at www.quartzandcanary.com. Quartz & Canary is truly the place where spirituality meets style. Hello there, Brad Walsh here, your host of the Empowerography Podcast. Today, my guest is Alixx Schottland. She is the founder and president of Over the Rainbow Entertainment based in New York City. How are you doing this morning, Alixx?
I'm awesome. How are you, Brad?
I'm doing well, thanks. It's a little rainy here in Toronto today, but that's okay. We'll deal.
Same gray day here in New York City.
Well, let's jump right in. Oh, I wanted to say thank you very much for agreeing to be part of the podcast and help me grow this community by taking part. I appreciate that.
Well, I think it's important that you're doing it, empowering women and letting their voices be heard. So thank you for doing it.
My pleasure. So, Alixx, you're the founder and president of Over the Rainbow Entertainment in New York City. You produce socially minded projects. You're also a writer, producer, and actor with over 20 years of experience. What inspired you to get into this world?
Well, I was a child actress.
Okay.
And off-Broadway and Broadway actress, and did a bunch of TV, got married, had some kids, and I actually kind of fell into executive producing and writing through my volunteer work at The Door in New York City, which is the largest homeless intake center, drop-in crisis center in New York City. I'd met a homeless mother and her daughter at my son's school, and I began volunteering. And then I realized just through that little bit that there was a need for socially minded films, TV, and theater, for marginalized groups, for minorities, for females, movies with a message, if you will.
Yeah.
I began my company, not really much, but like 3 years ago.
Okay.
We're almost 4 years now.
What was the inspiration behind bringing OTR to life from your vision? Like what started it? What made you want to create your own company? And
yeah, it's the kind of thing where I was tired of waiting to read good scripts. I was tired of sitting in waiting rooms to audition if I was going to do any acting. And I realized I had a creative soul and I had a lot to offer, not only myself, but other people to bring their work to light, especially social issues like homelessness, wrongful prison incarceration, rehabilitation, second chances, domestic abuse, sex trafficking, like all things that were kind of like under the radar.
Yeah.
I feel like people like myself who used to have these rose-colored glasses on, need to get their rose-colored glasses kind of lifted off their face. I don't want to say ripped off, but I think it's important for our society to, have storytelling and entertainment that has some type of message, and also try to pay it forward.
Yeah. Yeah. I find a lot of people choose to just bury their head in the sand and sometimes, and not see what's really going on. I mean, I think this year, 2020 has lifted the glasses for a lot of people, but with the racism issue and things like that, but I still find that people would prefer to bury their heads. And sometimes I wonder if that's not better at times, because I mean, the media, all we hear about is the shit, the bad news, the crap that's going on. You never hear, or it's very rare that you hear about good news, good feel-good stories. So sometimes, it's just the nature of the beast. I guess people would rather just bury their heads in the sand. But again, like you said, you gotta take those glasses off and see what's going on.
You really do. And I'm trying, in a way to make it entertaining and sometimes light, believe it or not, even with some heavy subjects. Like with my film, Love Music Shelter, it's about a homeless alcoholic mother and her daughter, who's like a teen songstress who wants to be like the next Alicia Keys, meets her, if you will.
Yeah.
And they navigate the city streets, but all the while you see their beautiful relationship, which kind of lightens up the whole thing, the mother-daughter bond, and then, with Django, my other project, it's about family sacrifice, second chances, that like, no matter what, even if you are like in the worst spot and you've done really bad things, you can come back, you can repent, you can get rehabilitated. I think people need to believe in hope and second chances again, especially
for
in
sure.
our world right now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what's needed right now. So there are a lot of feel-good elements to it, which is great because, yeah, I think that right now, these things are needed now more than ever, I would say.
We do. We need a positive light. Not only do we need to hear about the facts and how bad things are, but we need to see, like you said, feel-good stories or stories of hope and change.
Yes.
That can make people smile and not be despondent and despairing. And, we have to have hope. If we don't have hope, I don't know. I mean, it's like Gandhi said, be the change, right?
Yeah, that's
with
right.
my company, like I'm trying to, like in one of my films, Love Music Shelter, I'm trying to have homeless singers and dancers be in the film so they could learn a new skill, work in front of the camera, behind the camera, and then, God willing, we make enough money at the box office, we donate back to whatever social charity we believe in, like the Door, the Covenant House, and
That's awesome.
Same for Django. We'll be using ex-cons and people of marginalized communities to come be in front of the camera, behind the camera, and hopefully be able to pay it forward by donating back to some type of prison rehabilitation program. But again, I really believe in paying it forward, and that's one of the main reasons. Of course, I want to make cool, creative, innovative.
Yes, of course.
Films that entertain people, make people smile, but I want to empower people.
That's amazing. I love your mission. I love what you're doing. I think it's incredible. It's needed, like I said, now more than ever.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's been a very passionate couple years for me working on these different projects. And
That's great, though. When you have that passion for the stuff you're working on, it comes through in the project. It's reflected in what you're doing. It's reflected in your work.
Thank you. I'm enjoying it. And I'm meeting a lot of interesting people that maybe I never would have met being just, a mom in the city or I was a designer for like 5-7 years,
Yeah.
I think I'm meeting a lot of people that have opened my eyes to a lot of things maybe I wouldn't have seen, like, homelessness or people that, have done, committed crimes, and looking for that second chance. And I also think like music, has been a big inspiration for me. Within my films and my TV series, music I think can help heal.
Oh, for sure. Music is amazing.
Important message.
I don't know of any other thing that you hear a song and it takes you back to an exact place or memory. I don't know of any other thing in the world that can do that. Music is an incredible, incredible vehicle.
And music is universal.
Yeah.
All cultures, whether you're listening to reggaeton or rap or classical music or pop, you hear that one song and it could relate to every single, like all different cultures. Like it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter your socioeconomic background.
That's right.
Music just can hit your chords, if you will.
That's right. It knows no borders. It knows no bounds.
Yeah. Your heartstrings. And I mean, what's a beautiful thing also about music is like, I have 2 teenagers and they've been inspiring me for years. I used to love the rap music of the 90s. Guess what? I love the hip hop rap music now. And it's just interesting to have your kids, continue to inspire you.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Music,
yeah, for sure. Now, you said to focus on projects that feature strong roles for women and minorities. Why the focus on women and minorities for you personally?
That is a good question. I think in my experience of being in a casting room, my experience of working in front of the camera in theater and film and TV, I just didn't see so many great roles or great stories that focused so much on minorities or marginalized communities or immigrants or women. And I wanted to bring those stories through to the forefront, of our community. And the biggest challenge, as always, in any person who's who's a filmmaker or storyteller will tell you, is just getting the funding, which is really tough, Brad, because if you don't have a celebrity attached to your project, it's very hard to get the funding for your project these days.
I'm sure it is.
Although things are changing a teeny bit due to, the pandemic, where we're doing a lot more like podcasts, which are easier to produce. We're doing smaller locations, less locations.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the, I would say, Hollywood gatekeepers are opening their minds a little bit to helping more independent films, with budgets, that are $1 million, believe it or not, low budget is $1 million to $5 million.
That's low budget.
Yeah, that's low budget. I mean,
wow.
Unless you want to be like, I could have made Love Music Shelter 4 years ago for $100,000 with a bunch of my friends in Tribeca, but I was like, wow, I can really make a big film, and my film could have impact, and I can make a change if I had a few celebrities in my movie.
Yeah. Well, it's great because the little guys, like the non-Hollywood, we have stories to tell too, just as important as Hollywood story, if not more so.
And I would encourage any young filmmaker, it is such a great time to be a filmmaker. Like, I wish I was, 20 years younger making movies or 30, because now, Brad, you can get your camera or your phone, get a bunch of your friends, and you could shoot a video. And if you were TikTok savvy or Instagram savvy or YouTube savvy, you just get your stuff out there. When I was coming up, we didn't have any of that.
That's right. The game has definitely changed. It's certainly more accessible. That's for sure.
Definitely. So much more opportunity for young filmmakers, to get their camera crew, all their friends. And I would say the biggest thing for me is your community. I mean, over the last 3-4 years, I've been meeting my community of filmmakers. There was always, for me, like down in Tribeca, like a big theater community and a small indie film festival community. But meeting people that you like to work with is huge, because then you can continue to build. As they grow, you could grow. And that's
right.
Thing. Coming together, and growing with people that you like to work with.
Yeah. Well, what is it? Gary Vaynerchuk says there is no greater time to be alive and be an entrepreneur than right now, because of the access we have through the internet and social media. And it's just incredible the things you can do. I mean, back when we were younger, or even our parents, there was none of this. So it was a lot harder to get a business started or to create a film. And it's just, there's no greater time than right now.
It really is true. I mean, the internet and all social media is a big blessing for people coming up who want to start a business, but at the same time, it could be a little bit of a curse for our
That's right.
To think that the girl on the IG post with the 2-inch waist and the big lips and all that stuff is like all natural, when guess what? It's all auto-tuned or I don't even know what the tool is. And we're all thinking like, oh, wow, I have to look like that. I mean, how much pressure is that?
Yeah, there is definitely a downside to it as well. But
they need to put their phones down and communicate. They need to
make
eye contact. Like, look, the art of conversation is not dead.
No, it just needs to be revived a little bit because of the technology. It's kind of taken away from it, I would say.
Yeah, we need to be re-inspired.
For sure. What would you say is the most exciting or inspiring part for you in your business?
That is a very good question. I think it's inspiring to meet people and befriend people that maybe I never would have met or befriend before. and to meet people that are very different than me, but inspire me.
Yeah.
And to constantly learn and grow from the new people I'm working with. That's
awesome.
Very inspiring to me.
Awesome. What do you love most about filmmaking?
I love the magic. I love the magic of it. I love creating characters. I love disappearing into characters. I love disappearing into story. I love I don't love so much the pitching process of getting the green light for your film. It's very frustrating. I don't like sometimes that the agents are like, oh yeah, I don't have Mr. X for you. And he's like sitting right there, like telling his assistant to brush you aside.
Yeah.
But I do like the way that you begin something with an outline and then a storyboard and it just comes to life. I feel like it's magic.
Yeah.
Really enjoy that part of it.
What is the process for picking projects you work on or want to be a part of for you?
Well, yeah, that's a great question because I'm very specific. I have limited time. I only have two people working with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have like so much time to look at everything.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to work with somebody else, the criteria would be it has to have a message. Like I executive produced a film called Slapface, which I never thought I would be interested in. It's an art house horror film. One of the producers is Mike C. Manning, who was an Emmy Award-winning actor and producer. And he came to me, and this film, horror film, which I was never thought I'd be interested again, had a message, and the message was bullying. So I like to work on films that have a message.
Yeah.
I don't want to just do films
just for the sake of doing films.
Every movie, like I'm doing a podcast, Unfiltered Reality, hosted by Chango, which is all about, coming up on the streets, being a drug lord, second chances, wrongful prison incarceration, exoneration. That stuff is interesting to me.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like it's not, I like to do things that are not super out there, that have not been done like a million times. How's that? And they have to have like a social message.
Okay.
With a give back component, like a way to donate, pay it forward.
Yeah.
So that's the stuff I'm interested in.
I love that. I think it's incredible.
Yeah. I'd like to find a story now kind of about immigration. I'm kind of interested.
Okay. Can you tell us what projects you're currently working on?
If I haven't already.
Yeah. Are there any others in addition to the ones you've mentioned?
Yeah. No, so there's my sister, Alixx Schottland Bowman, and I wrote a off-Broadway play, 9 years ago.
Okay.
Mommy in Manhattan, all about being a mom in the urban jungle of New York City. And that follows the lives of 5 different kinds of creative, crazy women. It's kind of a send-up of, I would say, Pretty Little Lies meets Sex in the City. So I'm working on that. I'm looking for a showrunner for that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I had mentioned, Love Music Shelter, which is a scripted feature film with great music, focusing on a homeless mom, addiction, and her daughter who wants to be like the next superstar.
Okay.
And then Chango, which is based on a true story about the head of the Yellow Top Crew gang back in the 80s in New York City. And that's a story of prison incarceration and second chances. And
awesome.
Slapface I just finished. And then this month, November, I begin a film called The Four Walls of Charlotte Moreland, which is unfortunately about domestic violence and abuse. And I play Kelly, the bitch real estate agent. And I'm also executive producing it. And it's been very fun to work on unleashing my inner bitch.
Wow, you're a busy lady.
Yeah. So, yes. And then I also, I do my philanthropic work, helping with the door. To volunteer over there.
So speaking of which, in addition to Over the Rainbow, you have a love of volunteer work, and you do a lot of fundraising and volunteer work. How long have you been doing that type of work?
Well, the truth is I started doing it for my boys' school just to help out because nobody ever wanted to do like the fundraisers for, you know, the galas and the dances. So I started doing that, I guess 10 years ago.
Mm.
And it was great to see because we were able to raise money for scholarships and, you know, kids who didn't have means. And then just about 4 years ago when I met the homeless daughter and the mother at my son's school, I got very interested because I just didn't realize how bad the homeless problem is in New York City. In fact, there's 114,000 homeless children right now in New York City as we speak. I know that's a crazy stat.
That's insane.
Well, it's up. It used to be 7. It was like when I began this project, it was 4 years ago, but it was 4 years ago that it was like 75,000. So it's crazy up.
That's climbed a lot in a short period of time.
Yeah. And so I began volunteering at the Door and a little bit at University Settlement, which is their sister organization. And then at Tamid, which is a Reformed Temple in downtown Tribeca, helping with the Downtown Hunger Project, where we go around. I mean, now because of COVID, we're not.
Yeah.
It was once a month for teenagers to go around the city making sandwiches and handing out sandwiches to the homeless and teaching kids that, you know, they had to help out and give back. It was a really great mission. I really enjoyed seeing the light in the kids' eyes, you know, when they saw someone smile or they connected with someone that was so unlike themselves.
That's a great initiative, and getting the kids started in that world and realize that they are lucky with what they have. There are some people who aren't as lucky as them, and giving them that initiative and making them part of the project. I think it's so important, and it's great to do at a young age.
I think it's really important. And I think that they're trying more at schools now to have gratitude clubs and, you know, the, you know, charity type of mission work and all kinds of things. I think it's important, you know.
It is. And again, at this particular time in the world, it's incredibly important.
I think that kids and teenagers and young adults, everyone needs to step outside of their lane a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit uncomfortable because the world needs help. And you can help even with like a silly smile or whatever, a sandwich or your leftover dinner, by the way, that they're going to just throw out anyway.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
You know, my husband, so we own Zucker's Bagels and Smoked Fish in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he was also inspiration because, you know, during COVID, he was feeding over, I think it was 500 people at the Bowery Mission a day.
Wow.
You know, bagel sandwiches.
That's awesome.
I think we try to model that for our kids.
Yeah. Well, if everybody does their part, it goes a long way.
It does.
It has a trickle-down effect or domino effect as well, because people around you see you doing it and they want to get involved or do something similar. So it's a great thing for sure.
I think so. I think it's important. And it's fulfilling, you know? Yeah. Makes your heart feel good.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's no better feeling in the world, I think, than being able to give back and help someone out or help people out.
Yeah, I think it's really important. I think that, you know, as you said, more than ever.
Yeah.
You know, to do that, if you can be fortunate enough to have the time and a little resources, you know, sometimes it's not so easy to give back when you have.
No, very true. What do you think your unique skill set or superpower is that's helped you become successful?
That's a great question. I think that my superpower could also be it's a blessing and a curse what my superpower is. I have a very empathetic and compassionate heart. I feel like I really can feel how people feel, and I feel like I can walk in their shoes and understand people, and then I can get people talking and telling me their story. And I feel like that's my superpower, being able to understand people. And, you know, I think just having a compassionate and empathetic heart. But sometimes, you know, it's hard because then you have to put your boundaries up sometimes, because people, sometimes they could take advantage of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's made me, also I guess my other, I don't know if it's a superpower, but I'm very persistent, when I believe in something, I leave no stone unturned, and I go for it.
That's great. There should be more people like that. Fear is a huge factor, though, that prevents that for a lot of people, I would say.
Sometimes I should be fearful, but I'm not.
I think that's a good thing, though, to be fearless. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I believe in something, I just go for it. And I just push forward and try to plow through and get to my goal.
There you go. That's it. What was a turning point in your life, and how did it affect you?
I think when my mom died 5 years ago, it was a huge turning point for me because I had been caring for her with my family, with my sister Alyssa and all my other brothers and sisters. Like, we were caring for her through this cancer battle. And, so I couldn't, at that point, I was designing, because that was always like, I had a very good fallback career, if you will. Like, it was very helpful for me to be a designer during the time my husband was building his business, because that was a decent, steady income. But at the point she died, I had two choices. I could either go back to design, or I could go back to my original dream, which was acting and filmmaking. And when she died, that is when I met the homeless mother and daughter, kind of, and I was just like, wow, this is a story to be told. And that was a big turning point. I would say, that was my second turning point. My first turning point was, leaving LA and getting married, so that was one. And then this recent one was my turning point.
Yeah.
Where I had to really choose. Like, I couldn't do three things anymore. I had to just either, go for it or go back to designing, which was a great career too. But I felt like I had this mission and I wanted to go.
Yeah.
So that was about 5 years ago.
That fire in you, and there's that fearlessness, right? Fuck it. Just go for it.
Yeah. It was that moment in time.
Who are your personal heroes, and why do you hold them in such high regard?
Wow. I'm not prepared for that one.
Or a personal hero.
I guess, my mom.
Yeah.
She was fearless. She got divorced in the 70s when it was like looked down upon, and she started her own business. So she inspired me to be an independent woman. I think that's important.
For sure. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I think, I have a lot of heroes, but I think I would just stick with her for now.
Yeah. What makes you feel inspired or like your best self?
Oh, for sure, the ocean.
Yeah.
I need to, like, during pandemic, the savior was to be able to walk in March on the ocean and see the water and collect shells. But there's something inspiring about being by the water that helps me write and helps me create and helps me feel whole. So with the ocean, also I think yoga is very, very helpful for the soul and opening you up to be creative. So if I can get a beach walk in, do some yoga and spend time with my kids and my husband. And also I love, not now I can't go because it's closed, but I would see Broadway or off-Broadway plays once a month, doing theater, seeing theater, very inspiring to me.
Beautiful. What would you say is one of the best pieces of advice you've ever received?
To believe in yourself. I know it's simple, but
that's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Just to believe in yourself and to not, this is really important, and I didn't always follow it. Don't go off course. Stay on course. If you believe in something, don't let anybody talk you out of it. Because, I veered off course many times in my life. But I think that I wouldn't know any success that I have now if I didn't have any failures. Yeah.
It's hard to do that sometimes, though, because there's so much external noise. And I think the biggest obstacle that we have to overcome is ourselves getting the fuck out of our own way.
Yes, definitely getting out of our own way and trying to stay focused.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of people pulling at you.
For sure.
It also, the life work balance.
Yeah.
At my two this is our first year of being empty nesters, which is like the weirdest thing ever.
This is our second year.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm not really liking it so far, but I just be honest, like, I love my husband and we're great friends, but I miss the fun of my kids.
Yeah.
And also just trying to understand what the work-life balance looks like. It was always like, okay, get everyone off, make breakfast, get everyone off to school. And then
the hustle and bustle. Yeah, for sure.
You got 4 or 5 hours to get all your work done. And then everyone comes home. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, where is everybody?
I can tell you from experience, it is very, very strange at first, but you do get used to it. And my wife and I, after, it probably took us about 5, 6, 7 months. But after that, I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. If we don't feel like cooking dinner for anyone, we don't have to. If we're out, we don't have to rush back for the kids. It's
right. I know you're right, Brad.
Yeah.
And I think also because we're in the pandemic, so like usually we would be going out to this restaurant and here and having parties or social events or galas and like
for sure. For sure.
I mean, you're lucky to get to a sidewalk cafe. And you can have some guests over, but you're like, maybe 2 couples at best.
Yeah.
Like, even traveling, like we're like all these plans to travel, everything canceled. Just like, the rest of canceling.
Yeah, for sure. So, but it does get easier, believe me. Take it from me.
Okay. Good to know.
I'm gonna reach out to you in about 3 or 4 months and see how you're feeling about the whole thing. How do you define success, Alixx? What does that word mean to you?
I think success for me is having a sense of peace inside of me, in my heart, and also making some money. You can't continue to work for free or for very little money. You got to pay your bills. So I guess soul fulfilling work.
Yeah.
And a sense of peace and calm, and then creativity is so important. And, making some money and maybe helping people that maybe could use your help. That's to me. Is that too many things in one?
No, that's all. Hey, it's all part of your definition of success. That's what this is about.
Yep. Oh, and connection. That's
all right.
So there it is. You got a lot.
There it is. That's a nice list.
I mean, I think without connection, the world is so lonely.
For sure.
And I think like part of the reason I'm able to be successful is because of my community. I have a lot of community support, people that believe in what I'm doing and, are ready to help.
What would you say is one of your favorite quotes?
I know that by heart because I say it all the time. Be the change, Gandhi. It's my favorite. Be the change.
Yeah. Okay.
I know that's probably overused, but I like it.
No, that's okay. It works for you. So, hey, who would you say have been the 3 most influential people in your life?
Well, I think my husband, because he's fearless also. And, he left Merrill Lynch, Wall Street to start his, bagel empire, when everyone doubted him. So he has inspired me. Again, my mom. And who else? What is the question exactly? I'm sorry.
That's okay. Who have been the 3 most influential people in your life?
Well, 2 people who helped me, who really influenced me was I had an amazing acting coach back in the 90s at the Beverly Hills Playhouse. His name was Al Mancini.
Mm-hmm.
And then Penny Templeton, who is my acting coach now, who when I feel like I can't do it or I'm just tired or sick of it, she just pushes me. So she's influenced me a lot. And my mom.
Yeah.
And my dad. My dad is a lawyer.
Well, we count your parents as one.
Yeah, I guess so. So, yeah. So I'm not super prepared for that one. But
that's okay. What does the word empowerment mean to you?
Oh, that means, to me, it just means feeling good about myself, feeling that I can do whatever I choose to do, having the freedom to do whatever I want to do, and feeling positive about what I'm doing.
What was your dream job as a child?
So my dream job was very specific. I was one of those few kids, who knew exactly what they wanted to do as a child. So my dream job was just being a Hollywood actress back in the day. What I didn't realize when I was so young, and, nobody really, back then, the parents weren't as evolved as they are right now. What I probably should have done, I don't want to say woulda, shoulda, coulda, but I probably should have went to film school, because I really love the business of making movies and, TV and,
yeah.
But yeah, my dream job was, having a house.
A Hollywood actress.
And being a Hollywood actress.
How would you describe yourself in one word?
Passionate.
What makes you smile?
Love. Family.
How would you like to be remembered?
A good soul who gave back. A great mom. Good wife. And an inspiring storyteller.
Excellent. What do you feel most grateful for in your life?
My family, hands down. My boys, Charlie, Nikki, my husband, my family, my brothers and sisters, and my community of friends. I'm very lucky.
Money or fame?
Wow. That's really hard. Money or fame? How come I can't have both? Don't they go hand in hand?
Money or fame? Not in this particular case. You got to choose one.
Right now, money.
Okay.
Because that can help you get fame, Brad. Money. That's a trick question.
Well, I think you can do more with money than you can with fame.
Yeah, money for sure. You can do a lot more with money.
Early bird or night owl?
Oh, night owl. 100%.
What is your personal motto?
My personal motto? Girls just want to have fun now. That's Cyndi Lauper.
I love it.
That makes me laugh. I don't know. That lightens me up when I think about that song, because it was such a fun, like, heyday when I'm feeling sad or something silly. Like,
I love it. What gives you the motivation to keep going?
I guess my belief in my dream, my strong hold on what I believe in and how I see my future.
Okay, let's go back to that question. Have you got an answer for me?
What was the question again?
What's the most important thing you've learned in your life, and what was your life like before learning it, and what was your life like after learning it?
Okay, this is a big one, but like I'm not sure I fully learned it. So I learned that people are not always what they appear to be. And I learned that you have, like, when you meet somebody, if you have an intuition, like a red flag that goes up about a certain person, you should listen to that intuition, your inner voice, because your inner voice and your intuition is probably right to steer clear of that person, of that soul.
Okay. Lastly, if you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be? Stay
the course. Do not go off course. Do not listen to all the naysayers. You can do it, but stay on your path. But, the thing is, Brad, if you go off the path and then you get back on the path, it's about the journey. You have to love the journey. So stay on course. If you can't stay on course, at least love the journey.
Well, the journey, you're always learning. I don't think we ever finally reach that destination. I think it's all about the journey and getting there.
Yes. I heard this quote once. It said, you can sleep when you're dead, or your inbox should always be overflowing.
Yeah, for sure.
Should always be running over with great things.
That's right. Well, Alixx, thank you so much for taking the time to be here today and chat and share a bit about your story and your journey And it's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you. Thank you for sharing. And again, I appreciate you, and I appreciate you taking part in the podcast and helping grow this community. We're growing it one woman at a time, one episode at a time. So I appreciate you.
Yes, thank you. And I appreciate you doing what you're doing. And to anybody out there who wants to hit me up with stories or questions or help, they can always reach me at my email. And I think you've got it. So
yes, absolutely.
I really appreciate your time and, getting me thinking this early morning with the birds chirping out here.
I like to get my guests thinking. You don't want the questions to be simple and one-word answers all the way through.
I'm glad I didn't really study the questions, because I think it was a lot more fun just to have you ask me them, and then I give you these spontaneous answers. And I hope that my answers were interesting.
Yeah, oh, they were great. They were great. I think it flows a lot better when you're not so prepared. I mean, sure, look over the questions, but you don't want to rehearse them and have your answers written down too much. It sounds too rehearsed then.
Yes. Thank you. So nice to chat with you, Brad.
Yes, you as well, Alixx. Once again, my name is Brad Walsh, host of your Empowerography Podcast. Today, my guest has been Alixx Schottland. She is the founder and president of Over the Rainbow Entertainment based in New York City. Thank you, Alixx. I hope you have an amazing rest of the day, and we'll talk soon.
Okay. Thank you so much, Brad. Be well.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends. You can find me at visuphoria.ca and follow me on Instagram at Empowerography Podcast and on Facebook at Empowerography. Please join me next time for another inspirational story from yet another amazing woman.